We will discuss about the advantages outweigh disadvantages essay type now. See, in the writing module, when you are going to solve an essay, it is important to understand the topic first. Now, try to understand the topic. The topic is international tourism has brought enormous benefits to many places. So, international tourism brought many benefits. At the same time, there is a concern about its impact on local inhabitants and the environment. You should understand that there is an impact on local inhabitants as well as to the environment. Now, this is about the topic, and let's understand what we need to write about. Here they are asking that do the disadvantages of international tourism, and we need to write outweigh the advantages. So we need to write more points to the advantages side, because it is they are asking to outweigh the advantages. That means we need to write more points to advantages side. And coming to the disadvantages side, we need to write few less points to the disadvantages. Now, coming to the final point, give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. So, in this particular line, if you observe here, they are asking that relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. So, when you have this particular sentence, we need to write from our personal experience. So, if you want to write, it's up to you. It is not mandatory that to write here, but we have a choice so that it will be easy to give from our personal experience. After understanding the question, just organize the essay. Now, how we need to organize? As I already said that we have a structure for our essay. If you observe here, we need to start with the introduction. In the introduction, we need to paraphrase the question, or else we need to paraphrase the topic. So, after paraphrasing the topic, we need to write the summary statement. So, the summary statement you have to write it in the introduction part. After writing the introduction part, we need to write the body paragraph. As I said, this is outweigh question, and here the question is asking clearly about the advantages, outweigh advantages. Here we need to write 3 advantages. Now, let's see, we will call it as favored side. Okay, 3 ideas for the favored side, like first advantage, explanation, example, result. So, as I said, we have to write idea, explanation, example, and impact or result. Okay, then if you have 2 ideas or else 3 ideas for the topic, you need to follow the same pattern. Second, idea, explanation, example, result. Third, idea, explanation, example, result. This is outweigh question. We need to write 3 ideas per paragraph, and we have to write explanation, example, result. The supporting details for every idea we need to cover for this body paragraph 1. Okay, so this is how we need to write the outweigh advantages paragraph. And then after writing the body paragraph 1, then we need to write the body paragraph 2. So the other side is nothing but disadvantages. If you come and look at the disadvantages, we need to write the first disadvantage of the international tourism, explanation, example, result. And second disadvantage of the international tourism, explanation, example, result. So this is how we need to write the disadvantages in the body paragraph. After writing the disadvantages in the body paragraph, then we need to write the conclusion. As I already said that whatever the summary statement we have written in the introduction paragraph, the same summary statement we need to restate in the conclusion. So after writing the summary statement, we need to write the main ideas. Whatever the main ideas we have written in the body paragraph 1, whatever the ideas we have written in the body paragraph 2, we need to summarize the main ideas in the conclusion part. So restate the summary statement and summarize the main ideas. So these things we have to write in the conclusion part. So this is the final response. International tourism is a major industry in most countries in the world, bringing many benefits to the host country. These countries rely heavily on this income and will often overlook the negative impacts that tourism can have on the local population and on the natural environment. So, if you observe from international tourism to natural environment, this is the paraphrased topic. And if you observe the next line onwards, even though tourism can have a negative impact on a country, I still believe that the benefits it provides clearly outweigh the drawbacks. So, this is how we have to write the introduction part. So, 2 things we have to write in the introduction part. The 2 things are, we need to paraphrase the topic as well as we need to add the summary statement to the introduction part. So after writing the introduction part, we need to write the body para 1 and body para 2. Then we need to go with the conclusion. Suppose after writing the introduction, what we have to write? We need to write the body paragraphs. So what are the advantages we have for the international tourism? We have 3 advantages for the international tourism. The first one is tourism industry provides a range of employment opportunities for many citizens, improving their overall well-being with increased income. So this is the first advantage of international tourism. Let's see how it is going to be an advantage. So it provides a range of employment opportunities. So this is the advantage. So international tourism is providing the employment opportunities for the country. So this is the first idea. After writing the first advantage, we need to write the explanation, example and relevant details. If you observe from the next sentence onwards, from many developing countries like Vietnam and Thailand rely on tourist revenue to supply local jobs and services to the community. This is the explanation, and if followed by the next sentence is the supporting detail again. This income, once earned, will benefit local people and their families, which will in turn improve their overall lifestyle. So the next sentence is also the supporting detail for the first advantage. If you observe, the first advantage is employment opportunities, and if you go to the next sentence, they are talking about the Vietnam and Thailand. This is an example, and they are getting the job opportunities, local jobs. And if you go to the next sentence, this income once earned will benefit to the local people. So the income from the job or else the employment opportunities is going to helpful for the local people and their families and their overall lifestyle. So this is how international tourism is helping to the local people, as well as it is providing the job opportunities, employment opportunities for the local people as well as to the country. This is the first advantage. And coming to the next one, tourism revenue can also be used to improve the infrastructure with the better roads and the other facilities being built. If you observe clearly to the next sentence here, this is the second advantage. So what is the advantage here? International tourism is providing a revenue, and this revenue can be improved to infrastructure facilities. Okay, so this revenue is generating to improve the infrastructure facilities. Okay, this is how the international tourism is helping to the country. Okay, this is the second advantage and second benefit to the topic. And coming to the next one, the followed by next sentence is supporting details. Countries that have a large influx of tourists, for example, ensure that airports and roads are built to facilitate movement to the tourist destination. So if you observe this particular sentence, the supporting detail was more clear that international tourism is providing the infrastructure facilities. In the same way, in the next sentence, it is given as the example that airports and roads are being built with good facilities. And coming to the next one, in addition to these economic benefits, tourism most importantly promotes cross-cultural experiences where citizens broaden their horizons by meeting people from all over the world. So if you observe this, in addition to these, so this is the third advantage, that it is providing or else it is benefiting with the cross culture. And with the cross culture, we can develop the ideas as well as we can develop many things. We can promote the advanced information, ideas. So these things will be helpful with the cross culture. So in the final sentence, we can clearly observe that it can clearly be seen that international tourism results in many benefits for the host country. So it is helping to the host country by providing multiple advantages or else multiple benefits. So that is as the result it was mentioned to this body paragraph. Now, what are the 3 benefits we can observe from this body paragraph? So the first advantage is employment opportunities to the local people. And coming to the second advantage is that it is providing the revenue for the local people, or else it is providing the revenue for the government, as well as with that revenue it is constructing the airports as well as roads That is the idea it was mentioned here. And coming to the third one, it is developing the cross culture. With the cross culture, we can develop the ideas as well as sharing the information and many things. We can meet the different people around the world. So this is about the first body paragraph. So after discussing the advantages, if you go to the second body paragraph, we have to write the disadvantages. Now let's see here what are the disadvantages we can find in this body paragraph. However, concerns have been raised by local communities and other government bodies about the negative impact tourists have on tourist destinations and the local government. See, in this statement or else in this sentence, we can observe that there are local concerns by the local people, and also the people are giving some negative impact or else negative feedback about the international people. And if you go to the next one, when a large number of tourists arrive at a destination, they are there to enjoy themselves and don't care what footprint they leave in the local area. So we can clearly understand the idea, or else we can clearly see that the disadvantages. When a group of people came to visit a country, we don't know what kind of footprint they are leaving here. That is one of the disadvantage. Whether they are polluting, whether they are breaking the rules, or else many things may happen. If you go to the next one, we will be understanding the clear information. Tourists litter the streets, beaches and waterways. They may throw the wastages, many things may happen. And if you go to the next one, furthermore, they break rules and behave in a way that insults the native inhabitants. So they may break the rules as well as they may mock the local inhabitants. So things may happen with the international tourism. So by flying or driving to destinations, they also contribute to the air pollution and global warming. So it is also contributing the pollution. Now, in this particular body paragraph, we can clearly understand that the international people who are coming to the tourist destinations, they may break the people or else they may break the rules. We can clearly understand the disadvantages of the second body paragraph. Mainly in this body paragraph, it is clearly explaining that the disadvantages are the international people or else the tourists will break the rules or else they may mock the local inhabitants. So this is one of the disadvantages. And if you observe in this body paragraph, they may contribute for the pollution. That is one of the disadvantages we can see here. In the body para 1 and in the body para 2, we have already mentioned the advantages and the disadvantages. And finally, let's come to the conclusion. So as I said, whatever the summary statement we have written in the introduction part, the same summary statement we have to restate to the conclusion. Now let's read. In conclusion, though there are negative impacts of increased tourist numbers at many destinations, it cannot be denied that the extra income and improved infrastructure and employment rates benefits the country. So if you observe this entire sentence, it is clear that they mention about the summary statement. They restated the summary statement in this conclusion. And now let's see the next one. We can curb poor tourist behavior by introducing rules and local laws to encourage host countries to promote ecotourism. And next sentence, international tourism is here to stay and clearly benefits a country's economy. So if you observe the last two lines in this conclusion, the person mentioned clearly about the benefits of the international tourism. If they implement strict rules or else if they execute strict rules for the people who are coming to the tourist destinations, so we will be having a good benefits as well as we will be having eco-friendly tourism. So this is how we need to write the essay. So we need to write the introduction part. After writing the introduction part, we need to write the summary statement. So in the introduction, we need to write two things. We need to paraphrase the topic as well as we need to write the summary statement.